Okay, hello guys, this is Distance. I'm casting a game here. This is actually game one of a two-game series. On the top left here we have in the red, Midna playing as Guardians. His opponent here in the bottom right is JohnX in the light blue color playing as Marines. Okay, so Guardians versus Marines. Some people will say this is the most one-sided matchup ever. In my opinion, it really isn't actually. It all depends on it depends heavily on the map. Like for example, on Penguin Paradise, it actually might be Marine favored in my opinion on certain maps. Though this map, I could definitely see an argument for either opinion. I mean, I would say it's a little more like Penguin Paradise, except for there's even more mining spots. I think this is actually maybe Marines favored actually, because there's somewhat of a defendable choke here that defends 3 harvesters. Then if you defend this area, that's 2 more harvesters, and you basically have 5 harvesters that are easily defensible with 1.5 blobs of units. The reason I say 1.5 blobs is that you'll basically have 2 distinct armies, one guarding this area, one guarding this area, but But if one is attacked, the other can easily join the other. And so you basically kind of have like 1.5 armies. On the other hand, if JohnX if he suicides this ogre, he is going to... If he starts suiciding ogres, he is going to lose very badly. Let's just say that. On the other hand, it looks like he's going to get a crushing because there's an APC, but there's no rocket cars. I'll note that this is from a couple days ago, 4 days ago. Midna only started playing like a week ago, I think, so I'm not quite sure how good Midna was at this point. JohnX is also new. I'm not sure exactly how long he's been playing, so he also might have been a lot worse at this point than he is right now. But judging by their ranks on game replays, they probably have both had really good win-losses for the entire month. Although I'm not entirely sure what that says, because for most of the previous months, having a high win-loss at the start of the month really didn't mean much. On the other hand, I'm thinking that the 8-bit community is finally starting to pick it up its weight once again. It's starting to get to the point where I think there's a decent amount of players that know what they're doing. I mean, that sort of know what they're doing. On the other hand, I want to say that there's a lot of Marines mains right now that I think are just good at spamming ogres and don't know how to do anything but spam ogres. But I'm not going to name names here, and I'm not going to I'm not going to comment further on that because I could be wrong. I could be slightly biased, but for my opinion, my current opinion is that the current Marines mains are mostly, at least the ones I've encountered so far, are pretty just reliant on ogres. Okay, so it looks like there's going to be an engagement here. JohnX, okay, finally trying to crush, but only one ogre. Serious misplay. Oh, he should have. Slight micro dip. Could have killed that ogre with. Got one more volley off right before running. He would have killed it without any losses, really. But yeah, that overall, I would say that was a very good trade for Midna. Lost a negligible amount of troops. Has to repair that, but that's okay. On the other hand, taking out a significant amount of ogres, I think Midna's going to win this, actually. No. Maybe not right here. I think Midna should wait for the grenade infantry to come in here. Though, Not exactly sure. Okay, so I think Midna is going to retreat. That might be a wise choice right now. But Midna is not successfully punishing JohnX's expansions. He literally has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 harvesters here. And they're not even really that well guarded. I said that JohnX could theoretically guard off by kind of like placing units here to block rocket car movement, but he's not even doing that. Okay, so a couple rocket cars are coming down here, which is also another spot that JohnX could easily defend, but he's not. I kind of wonder if Midna didn't try attacking here because he expected there to be a defensive force here already, and there isn't actually. But he should probably scout, and then he'll notice, hey, there isn't. He actually left one rocket car here. I think that might have been intentional, although in my opinion it might have been better to send grenade infantry out to serve that task instead. That's okay too. But yeah, overall, JohnX is still very being allowed to play very greedily because he's lost 2 harvesters, but he just added 2 more basically. So he's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the 9th one coming out. And so, of course, 2 of them haven't reached their spots yet, but he has tons of harvesters. He's playing super greedy. That's also another thing I've noticed about the new Marines mains. I think they play very greedy. They like to keep their units in one area, and they don't like defend. They don't like splitting their army, which is actually makes the job for our Guardians harder in some cases because they can't. Midna's actually staying on tier 1 tech, which is interesting because he's building a lot of rocket cards, but he's not using them. He's using them for like a full frontal assault against these ogres, which I don't think they trade well versus ogres. I think he should be doing this versus. He should be killing harvesters with these rocket cars instead, but I think this might actually work. This might work, especially since the Marines were held back and there weren't any harpies. And so now the rocket cars took out most of the ogres. Now the grenade infantry can theoretically take out the Marines, except for the ogres are still alive. They're crushed. They're going in for the crush, but the rocket cars are going to take them down. I think they are going. All the ogres are dead. Now the grenade infantry can rejoin the battle here. These rocket cars, there's not many of them left, but they need to. There's a lot more units over here. They need to focus the ogres, but now there's too many ogres for them to focus down, though. Midna is not going to end the game here. He's going to trade a lot of units, kill a lot of units, but he's also going to lose a lot of units here. He's not going to really get. He did a little harvester damage, but yeah, nothing really lasting. No lasting damage. But I guess taking out a significant amount of ogres is still. I guess that's still significant. Now he is coming back with some new rocket cars. Took out that harvester. He still doesn't know about this harvester. This grenade infantry may reveal it. No, it doesn't look like it will. Yeah, this is good. With more rocket cars than grenade infantry, the grenade infantry are allowed to retreat while the rocket cars kill the ogres, especially since there isn't much really backing up the ogres. On the other hand, there are some Fidos here, so he needs to make sure the rocket cars don't focus the wrong target. And I think Midna is going to win right here, just with this direct tier 1 combat. I mean, I feel like he could have used these rocket cars more efficiently killing harvesters earlier, but this works too. This definitely works. This is working, definitely. And yeah, now he's splitting up a couple rocket cars and using the opportunity to kill some harvesters, just in case this doesn't actually really succeed. On the other hand, these Fidos, though, might give him some trouble, because they are... the rocket cars are weak versus them, so he is going to have to depend on the grenade infantry. Honestly, Midna at this point should just build a tech lab. That's my opinion, because that would give him snipers, and snipers are quite good versus Fidos, and they're also, since they're longer range, it's harder for the ogres to crush them. They can spend a little more time shooting before they have to run. And also, on top of that, Scorch Tanks are also really good versus Fidos. They can also block ogre pathing because they're pretty fat and tanky. And furthermore, Midna's already in the base. Scorch Tanks will kill bases very quickly once they're allowed to enter one. So yeah, I think Scorch Tank Sniper would have been the correct choice at this point, but it looks like Midna's just going to continue on Tech 1. Doesn't really matter much for him, though, because he already sort of has one, despite the fact that he really didn't spend much early game time doing much of anything, actually. JohnX just... And, of course, JohnX didn't really do much either, so, yeah, let's head over to Game 2. Let's see if that goes any differently. Different map may have different results, especially in Guardians versus Marines. It's a very volatile matchup based off of how defensible, how easy it is to defend multiple points. On the other hand, that might have been the best map, actually, for Marines versus Guardians because of how defendable a lot of those areas are. But... yeah, looks like okay, here we are.